How to text after the first date. Hi, guys. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating attraction coach for you men, not only to master your love lives, but to attract a high quality woman and a high quality life. And on today's video, we're going to talk about something simple, which is probably not simple to a lot. And that's why you're here, is how to text after the first date. I'm going to guide you through the exact ways on how to text after a first date and what I've noticed that men do wrong and what I want you to continue to do right. And also, too, what you're going to learn in this video is what will make you boost attraction with a woman and really what women want you to hear and what want you to do, really. So if this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to subscribe. Click that subscribe button and let me know this is your first time so I can welcome you and greet you to this community. All right. First and foremost, I know this is a long time ago, but a lot of women are catching on to this rule. There is no such thing anymore as this 3-day rule. 3-day rule does not help you boost attraction with a woman. It doesn't help you with anything. If you had a great date, it is okay to communicate every once in a while with a woman. Obviously, we're not trying to text her every day and all day long, but there is no such thing as the 3-date rule. Do not wait for that. So one of the things here is to understand that there's nothing good that comes out of this 3-day rule, right? So if you want to text a woman, you can feel free to text her, especially if she's texting you. And then from there, after the date, texting that night or that next day is really important. So texting her to make sure she got home okay it shows a lot of value of who you are and what you represent, how you can be nurturing and taking care of her. A woman loves to know that a man is like, text me when you get home to make sure you got okay, especially if you're taking an Uber or maybe if she fell asleep or you fell asleep, texting her the next day and say, hey, I fell asleep. I had a great time with you. You can either do one or the other, depending. Like maybe you walked her back to her house, or maybe you're in the city in New York and you walked her back to her place and she's like, gave you a hug or a kiss that night. And then you went on your way back home. Then you can text her the next day and say, I had a wonderful time with you. It was great to connect. It's great to get to know you. And I'm looking forward to taking you out again soon. This shows dominance, it shows intent, and shows leadership. And women love this. Women love this type of structure. Women love to see a man go after what he wants and be intentional with what he dates and who he dates. But here's the thing. A lot of times men will ask me, well, Apollonia, what, that's too much? Well, if you feel like that's too much, typically a woman that will think that's too much is one that's not invested or one that's very immature, not ready for a high quality relationship or not ready for anything else, but just looking out for herself and probably partying too much. Women that also want to have a good time will be attracted to this as well. With that said, the next one is letting her know you had a great time and you will reach out to her later on this and schedule the next date from time to time, right? So here's what I mean is you want to reach out to her from time to time. Let's say that you went on a date on Friday night, right? And then Sunday, maybe you exchange a couple words, checking in on her. She initiated, great. Then maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, you're like, hey, how's your week been? And then on Sunday you talk and you're like, all right, well, it was great talking to you. I'll reach out to you again soon. And then on Wednesday, you actually take the initiative and you reach out and you plan a date. Maybe you're like, hey, would you like to jump on a phone call tonight after work? Would love to just have a chat with you. If she's a phone person, this is a question that you can ask on a date with a woman as well. Do you prefer text or do you prefer phone calls, right? This is really good, but most women do like a phone call, especially from a man that they are interested in. FaceTime, not so much because they have to prepare themselves and get ready, but you want to make sure that you give it a couple days and then you plan the date, right? So let's say you guys went on a date on Friday, you checked in on her with Sunday, and then Wednesday you reach out to her, you ask her, for a phone call that night, you guys get on the phone, and then maybe you plan the second date then, or third or fourth date. You want to make sure that you are giving it time. Sometimes women, when they're invested in you and highly interested, they'll initiate and want to send you a chat every day. This is okay. If she's like, good morning, hope you have a wonderful day. You too, sweetheart, have a great day, right? This is okay. You want to make sure, though, that you don't get into the habit of having conversations all day, every day in text, getting to know each other only through text, right? You want to make sure that every once in a while you can text a little bit, but you don't want to overextend yourself, meaning you're doing it at work, you're being distracted by it. I think it's really important that texting in between dates builds attraction a little bit, but just not doing it too much. I have guys doing it to an extreme where they only text to plan a date. Here's the thing, guys, what happens. If it's a woman is really interested in you and you had a great date, she wants to hear from you throughout the week. When she doesn't hear from you and then all of a sudden on 5 days later, you're like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm great. How are you? Good. Let's hang out on Saturday. Let me take you out to dinner. Okay. And so after a while, again, that repetition can get old to her and she'll tell you, and I've had a lot of men tell me this, and I've been through this. Like, it's weird how you just don't talk to me through the week. Like, what's going on? She starts thinking maybe you're in a relationship, something's going on. It is okay, guys. I want to put an end to this. It is okay to text every once in a while throughout the week to check in with her, for her to initiate, but not all day, every day, maybe 2-3 times. I don't know. It all depends on the energy of your relationship. It all depends on how active you guys are in interest with one another as well. So you can also test her out by texting something lighthearted from time to time, maybe something about the date that you remembered throughout the week to share, like a sweet something that you were thinking about her. I remember when you said XYZ made me crave tacos, so now I'm here at this taco shop. Taco restaurant here, you're texting her. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So happy you thought about me. And then the conversation goes on. And then you're like, what do you say we get together this week? Right. You want to just start off with something lighthearted every once in a while. And this is how you kind of tune in with the texting with her. And then you plan the next date. So maybe something you talked about during the date you can plan. And also too, it is okay to give 2 options of a day, right? You can also ask when are you available this weekend? Yeah, I'm available on Saturday. Great. So let's hang out on Saturday. Or there's no perfect way or mere perfect structure, guys. If you're thinking like, oh, it's because I only gave her 2 options. Like, no, a woman that's really willing to show up with you will tell you, I can't do it Saturday, but I can do it Sunday, right? You can do it this way. You can ask her, or you can give 2 options and say, you can give 2 options on a place if nothing was defined or planned. So meaning, hey, this weekend, would you like to go to Mexican or Italian, or do you like putt-putt golfing, or do you like Top Golf? Do you like activities? Would you like to go on a hike and maybe do something fun together? You can ask a woman this. There's so much information out there where it's like, you got to do this and you got to set the date and tell her when and what time. And it's like, no, we can't do that because she has a life of her own too. So reach out to one another during the week, something cute, light, fun. Don't text all day like I'm saying. You can say things like, thinking about you. I'm at the taco place that you recommended. Great recommendation. I loved it. Then she tunes in, she replies, and then you kind of end the conversation after a while and say, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Maybe a day or 2 later, you confirm some plans, and then you show up and have your date. Here's what a lot of men do wrong too, is they don't confirm their plans a date before. So let's say Saturday night, you planned a date on Monday with her and you don't hear from her, you don't text her all week. And then Saturday, you're like, I'm going to pick you up at 7. She's like, whoa, but I didn't hear from you all week. And I have plans now. This happens all the time. It's because you're trying to be too strategic. This is like such BS that you can't text a woman. No, text her. Friday night or Thursday, looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, right? Just confirming, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, right? You want to make sure, because there's so many times where women have gotten played dates from men and that have stood them up just as much as you too. No matter, even if they're beautiful and you think it doesn't happen to women, it totally does happen to women, guys. If you want to take it a step further, I have a how to text manual down below in the description box. I would encourage you to download that. Also too, if you want to continue watching with me, I have a next video right over here for you. Go ahead and click that video to continue watching, share your comments, and I would love to hear from you. Comment below, and I'll see you again in the next video. Remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.